I watch a new film every other day, and today I'm back from the cinema from watching Everything Is New Again. When I tell you guys, I loved this film. That is the cliff notes. I loved this film. You know, when I first started it and I went in and it started, I was like, first of all, everybody look good. Hey, the quality of picture. The way people looked good, Nancy Isime, gorgeous. Mercy Aigbe, Vine Olugu, every single person here looked good. Nas, the director, did you people well. The lighting, it looks, it looked good. And then when the story starts, I was thinking, oh, this is like a nice Valentine's film. But as the film keeps going, it becomes way more about, it's like, it's not just love, like romantic love. It becomes about love and friendship and time. And like, it just becomes, this film feels like a hug, like a real warm hug. And this film is for mature minds. And when I say mature minds, I don't mean on an explicit level. I mean in terms of the thing gets sense. It gets something to say. Because when I was watching the movie, like I was already smiling for so much of it. I was smiling so much watching this film. So much. Emotional thermometer in this high. The chemistry level high. And you're in that level and in that way you're enjoying it. But then when the film ends, the decision to end the film where it ends, we'll talk more with spoilers, but when I tell you my respect level went from like here because it was already high to off the roof. Before I even talk about spoilers, I want to talk about somebody. Fine, Olugu. You know, this is the first proper like big budget cinema blockbuster film that I'm seeing Fine Olugu in. So I've never really, the only thing I've seen him in prior to this was The Betrayed, but it was such a small role. And I know how people react to Vine physically. People love Vine Olugu for his looks. But I kept on wondering, oh yeah, the looks they, but the acting, qua if he act because if he in that fine boy, but you know if he act, doesn't come in the head. Oh more Vine Olugu killed it. When I say Vine, Vine, Vine. When I suppose bring out tears, the eye they bring out tears. When he supposed, I don't want to give on our spoilers, but Vine Olugu, you did well. Of course, Mercy Aigbe killed it. Nancy Isime, mwah, love that. Yeah. I don't want to even accidentally give you spoilers. Go and check this film out in cinemas. It is a beautiful film. It is a beauty. Oi! I can't talk. See, if you've watched them, let's come and gist about it with somebody that's watched it so that we can gist about it well with spoilers. Then spoilers ahead. Let us go. Okay, now that we're in the spoiler section, let us talk well. My favorite relationship, because this film talks about different types of relationships, but my favorite one is definitely between Nancy Sime and Mercy Aigbe. Their characters, I loved their relationship. But then, talking about relationships, this film talks about inconvenient relationships and sometimes how those can start so inconveniently. Let me start, for example, with Shegun and Destiny. That is Desmond Elliot and Gbubemi Ejeye's character. When we see them from the beginning, of course, you're not rooting for either of them. And even by the end, I don't know if I'm rooting for them. But what we see, especially when Desmond Elliot's character talks to Mercy Aigbe, is that he doesn't even regret the action that he did. He doesn't regret the love that came by him leaving Mercy. And yes, it's not convenient. Yes, it's not nice. Yes, it's not great. How the whole thing, obviously, it's never nice to leave a relationship or to say, I was not happy with you and I had to leave it to go and be with this younger girl. But it seemed like that served him in the end. And do I agree with it or do I not? I don't know. But sometimes that is just the reality of the human experience with love. Is that sometimes it comes in these inconvenient ways. And should I vilify him? I don't know. I also like the fact that the film did not vilify Gbubemi's character. Very easily, that character could have become the bitter other wife. Very easily, it could have become, oh, I'm actively trying to sabotage her. But when, Fumi even slaps her across the head and it's like, why are you doing this thing? Like, you're trying to obviously bring me down, kinikon. We can see that Gbubemi's character is very apologetic. It doesn't seem like she's actually doing this maliciously. Like, she seems like a girl too that just fell in love with this older man that was happened to be married and not happened to be as if he was not married. Yeah, she did bad in marrying him, but again, it's the inconvenience of relationships. They fell in love. It's bad. I'm not saying that I stand behind it, but again, the film gives it space to just be what it is. And I like that. And I like the fact that they didn't have to make Gbubemi like a cartoonish villain type of other woman or like the other wife and now make her so toxic. I just like that they didn't do that. But now going to the cocoa of the relationships, which is between Fumi and Ekene. When I tell you, like, okay, let's start with just the love story. Falling in love with a person in this type of age gap relationship and how much flack they got from it on all sides. Like, they were getting it from left, they were getting it from right. Like, and to still say, I still love you regardless of that. Like, because Even at moments watching it, I was like, come on, we cannot just end this relationship now. Like, especially when the mother came at the end, like, you've already seen, I don't know, from so many levels, your child is already kind of against it. His friends are already kind of yabbing him. The mother is kind of yabbing him. Society is going to kind of do. Of course, even I was like, is it really worth it? But sometimes that is love. Like, love will push you even despite all the chatter to say, I want this. But then we now get into the other part of opportunity and time and the inconvenience of it. And this is where I think the film really, really shines. And when I said that this film is for mature minds and for mature people, because if you have lived a life and you've gone through different types of relationships, you know that not every single one is here for the same reason. Not every relationship has to end in marriage and children for it to classify as a successful relationship. And that is what this film knew and committed to very easily. At the end of this film, he could have come back after 5 years and they could have rekindled their relationship, and it would have been a nicely tied bow of a Valentine's movie, and that would have been it. But to now show that she let him go, she knew that, okay, I'm going to let you go and do not miss out on this opportunity that even in my own personal life when I was younger too, I had an opportunity and I gave it up. I stopped chasing my dreams out for a man, for a relationship, for love. And I don't want to see you make that same mistake. And she knew that by doing that, there was the possibility that things could have ended between them. But it was the mature thing to do. It was the right thing to do. When she's even saying, the first time when she goes to break up with him, and he's like, "Don't do this to us, don't do this to us." I love that Nancy's character tells her, "You're the one that is older. You know what is right. You know that this boy are practically like child, not to infantilize him, but he might just be saying this out of emotion. But having gone through this journey, seeing it for yourself, where this led, you have to let this boy take this opportunity." So when the older woman, Mercy, now makes the smart decision to say, "Boy, I have to let you go," it was is life. Like, it's life. And sometimes relationships don't end in the nice way you want them to. But you cannot now hold somebody hostage because you don't want to let them go, even when you know that letting them go is the right thing to do, simply because it serves you. So when he goes and then he comes back and he's married with children, people beside me they were like, the film don't end rubbish. Why they go end now like this now? This kind of nonsense film, but that's why I go marry now. Film just mess up for the ending. And I did not agree at all. And that's what I mean, that I feel like this film resonates to people who have maybe know that relationships are different. There's different types. And just because the relationship ends not with marriage and children does not mean it wasn't a success. I love the fact that at the end they hug each other, because he was really what she needed at that time, where she was really going through the divorce and the pain of that, of seeing her ex-husband marry this other girl. She was what he needed, for love, I guess, and to push him also to take the opportunity and not miss out on that one in the US that he was also that he said he was not even going to take, even prior to meeting her, from what he says out of his mouth, anyways. So I like the fact that she still pushed him to go for that dream, and he helped her through this dark time. And that's what their relationship was for. It was nice, it was hot, it was sexual and cool and all of that. But at the end of the day, it wasn't meant to end in marriage and kids. And in this film, they were okay with ending it the way that they ended it. And my respect level for that just went up by a mile. And for that, love, all my respect. Mwah, 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 you did that. Loved it. The final thing before I go is that we can't talk about this without talking about age gap relationships. And even me, while again, this film obviously makes me think about my own thoughts about it. I just have to say that regardless of gender, when she went to go and see his friends, and that you have to kind of be hanging out with small children and I'm going to fight over fish with fork. Do you really want to do that? Like, older men are going to fight younger people. They fight over fish. They say, "Oh, hey, yeah, yeah." And people that can do age gap relationships, more power to you. I don't know how I still feel about them, like, to be very honest, but I don't know. Shout out to this film for just being what it was. And if you've watched this movie, I'm very curious to know what you think about it in the comments. Please let me know. Also, if you've watched this whole video and you have no idea who I am, my name is VDK. I'm the curator of the VDK Film Club, where every other day we watch something new. We're having a blast. Welcome, come and join us. All right, until the next film that I watch and the next video that I make, have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye.